Voices swirled around him. Machines beeped rhythmically. The strong smell of antiseptic filled the air. Connor opened his eyes slowly. He was in a hospital bed. Amina sat beside him, her face swollen from crying, her hands wrapped around his. When she saw his eyes open, she let out a trembling breath. "Connor, you scared me." He swallowed. "What happened?" "You collapsed. The doctor said it's exhaustion. Your body couldn't take it anymore." Teo, Dupe, and little Femi peeked from behind the curtain, their eyes wide with fear and love. The doctor approached. "Mr. Connor, your body is failing. You have severe exhaustion, dehydration, and possible heart complications. If you go back to work this week, you may not wake up the next time you fall." Amina gasped and covered her mouth. Connor stared at the doctor, confused, angry, and afraid. "I can't stop working," he said in a brittle voice. "My family depends on me." Amina's tears flowed uncontrollably. "Connor, we are losing you." Later that night, Connor overheard her speaking with a nurse. "Every day he kills himself a little more," she whispered. "I'm so scared." Tears slipped down Connor's cheeks. He had spent years carrying everything alone, never realizing how deeply Amina carried him too. Over the next few days, neighbors came. Church members prayed. Market women brought food. Wheelbarrow boys brought biscuits and oranges. Madam Tola contributed to the medical bills. Connor felt overwhelmed. He had believed he was alone, but he wasn't. That night, while his family slept on the clinic floor, Connor sat upright, staring at his trembling hands. Hands that once held strength. Hands that now failed him. He whispered into the darkness, voice breaking. "When did I become this man? When did the best graduating student become a body collapsing under burdens? I tried to be strong. I tried to be everything. But maybe I am not enough." His shoulders shook. Tears fell freely. "I don't want to die trying to be a good father. I just want my children to remember me as someone who tried." Teo woke and approached him quietly. "Baba." Connor wiped his tears. "Yes, my son. I will help you work when you get better." Connor broke completely. "No, my son. You will learn. You will grow. You will not suffer like me." He held Teo tightly as the boy rested his small head on his chest. A few days later, Connor returned home. Neighbors greeted him with warmth and relief. His house felt brighter that day, not because anything had changed financially, but because he was alive. Amina cooked a small pot of jollof rice. It felt like a miracle. Connor stared at the plate. "I haven't seen food like this in so long." "Eat," Amina said gently. "You need strength." That evening, as they sat outside watching the sky turn orange, Connor whispered, "I can't go back to 3 jobs." Amina nodded softly. "I never wanted you to." He looked at her, really looked at her. "You carried this family when I fell. And you carried us for years," she replied. Amina shook her head and held him tightly. "You don't have to break yourself to prove you love us. We need you alive, Connor. Not perfect. Not strong all the time. Just alive." For the first time in a long time, Connor allowed himself to cry. The world outside was still harsh. Jobs were still scarce. Life was still difficult. But in that small house, surrounded by the only people who truly mattered, Connor realized something powerful. He was not alone. And maybe, just maybe, he could start again. A week later, Connor found work at a small generator repair shop. The pay was little, but it was one job. For the first time in years, he could breathe. His children noticed immediately. Teo no longer watched him with fear. Duke began singing again. Femi followed him around, laughing. Connor felt alive. One evening, Theo sat beside him and asked, "Baba, what will you teach me when I grow up?" Connor lifted him gently onto his lap. "I will teach you how to live, not how to suffer." Theo smiled, a soft, hopeful smile. A breeze brushed Connor's face. He closed his eyes, feeling his heart lighten. "I will live," he whispered. "For them."